Hello, everybody. It's your daily report with Angry Tim. Some more news out of the economy. This time it's about revenge quitting. A few years ago, people were talking about quiet quitting. That was the trend back then. People weren't happy at work, so they did the bare minimum, just enough work so they wouldn't get fired, but they didn't come in early, they didn't stay late, they didn't participate in, any after hours or after work activities. They didn't come in on the weekends. They just did the bare minimum amount of work to not get fired. And basically that was called quiet quitting. So there's a new trend for 2025 called revenge quitting. So what is revenge quitting and how could it impact companies in 2025? So first there was the Great Resignation. Then as the pandemic abated and the labor market cooled, came the rise of quiet quitting and the big stay when workers became more reluctant to leave their jobs. More recently, however, employees have been reeling from the great betrayal ushered in by layoffs and quiet firings. Coupled with stringent return to office mandates and the threat of AI, employees have either lost their jobs or left on their own in response to return to office policies. Morale has taken a hit at workplaces across the country. Perhaps it's not surprising that the latest workforce trend is called revenge quitting. This isn't an entirely new phenomenon, since it seems to be rooted in workers feeling a sense of detachment from their jobs. The idea behind revenge quitting is that workers who feel particularly burned out or frustrated may be more likely to quit with little regard for whether they leave on good terms with their employer. In many ways, this is the natural extension of resenteeism and loud quitting, which have been brewing since 2023. After employees have spent months or even years stuck in a job that brings them little satisfaction, it's not hard to imagine they might eventually snap. This already became evident during the pandemic when retail employees and other essential workers quit in high numbers after COVID-era changes like enforcing mask mandates made their jobs even more difficult. Experts have suggested revenge quitting is likely to become a common occurrence this year. In a recent report on workplace trends for 2025, Glassdoor noted a wave of revenge quitting is on the horizon, and it's not clear exactly what shape it might take. So are you someone planning on doing this, or were you someone that was quiet quitting before? Now we have revenge quitting. So, I get it. Companies are firing people left and right. Employees aren't getting paid, enough for, just to make a regular living out here. The standard of living is going down. Their pay is not keeping up with inflation. So it's not worth, the amount of effort and work for what they get paid. So, now they don't even want to work. So they're just revenge quitting, where it's basically take this job and screw it. And, they don't want to leave on good terms. They don't care about, referrals or, going to their next job and having, someone recommend them from their previous job, or the manager, giving them a letter of recommendation or something like that. So people are just quitting. Maybe they don't even show up for work. They don't even give a notice. They just quit and say, screw it, it's not worth it. And I'm not gonna give you the 2 weeks notice or 30-day notice. That's traditionally what you do when you quit your job. So let me know what you think about this. Do you know people revenge quitting? Are you one of those people? And again, employers, employees, you don't have to deal with all the politics. You don't have to deal with all of that nonsense. If you just start working on your side hustle, get something going, get a small business going, make some income, not from a regular 9-to-5 job, bring in some additional income from your side hustle, then you can slowly, your full-time job can drop down to maybe a part-time job. So you don't have all the stress of that work and career. You can work something on the side and bring in some additional income. You don't have to be part of this whole corporate America nonsense with hiring and firing and employees and layoffs and all of this stuff. I personally can't stand it, but here's just another thing, more drama between employees and employers. Let me know what you think about this. Leave it in the comments below. Your friend, Angry Tim.